welcome back to Blues Unscripted. Welcome back to another video of Blues Unscripted. I trust you guys are doing well. In this video, this is where I do my review of the game that Chelsea played against Brentford, that horrible game where we lost 2-0. In case you don't know, this is the third time we are losing to Brentford in as much as what, 2 seasons. Yeah, last season they did a double on us. They beat us whole that well. This is the third time. Let me put it this way. This is the third time we're losing at Stamford Bridge to any team, actually. So these guys they've beaten us 3 times. There was one time they beat us 4-1 under Thomas Tuchel. So they were not a team that we were supposed to sleep on. They always have this mojo. They have this voodoo over Chelsea. Anyways, this video is my 4 things that I learned from the game against Chelsea and Brentford. And if you're new to this channel, guys, before we get into it, if you're new, please go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, share with your family and friends. And I also like to hear from you guys. Drop the comment below. All right, let's get that like to maybe 100 today. Okay, let's get into it. This is my 4 things that I learned from that game against Brentford. Chelsea 0, Brentford 2. I actually predicted we're going to win 2-0, but it was the other way around. All right. Number one thing that I learned, injury crisis. Chelsea, they are in an injury crisis, honestly. So players went down like the day before. During players just had injuries from nowhere, and Mauricio Pochettino was just left with no option but to call someone from the like players from the under 21 team. And let me read this quote from a tweet by Vince Blue underscore footy. So Mauricio Pochettino was asked after the game, what's going on, like what happened. This is what he had to say. Pochettino, Alex Matos, and David Washington. The plan was yesterday to play at 7 o'clock with the under 21, and we stopped them to play. They came with us. We didn't have another player, only to take another from the under 21, but they were playing also. That is why there are 3 keepers, that's goalkeepers. Too many injured players, and we didn't have more. So, injury crisis, Chelsea, they're in a deep injury crisis. Yesterday, the reason why you didn't see Modric and Enzo is because they were injured. They were injured the day prior to the game. And Mauricio Pochettino had to scramble and go into the under 21. That's why you saw Alex Matos, and you also saw a cameo from David Washington as well, because we didn't have players. So now we have Enzo out, we have Modric out, we have Chua out, we have Nkuku out. So these are players that are going to make a difference in a game. But Chelsea are without those players. When are they coming back? I heard Nkuku after the international break. Chua, we're not sure of. But it's just, I don't know what's going on. Maybe Mauricio Pochettino's training tactics, his training intensity is just too much for the players. Because I know with him, you have to be fit to play in this team. So maybe he's doing too much. Maybe he needs to tone down. Maybe it's a medical team. Maybe it's the player themselves. But if Chelsea don't take care of their injury crisis, if we don't take care of our injury crisis or find a way to manage our players well, we will run into this all the time. We will not be able to win games. Think about it. If Nkoku comes back and Cole Palmer gets injured, then the team is lacking something. Let's say Sterling gets injured, then the team is lacking something. So we need to work on our injury problems. Otherwise, we will not get out of that mid-table ranking that we're at right now. So yeah, Chelsea is in a huge injury crisis. Now, my number 2 thing that I learned from that game against Brentford is Nicole Palmer. He was very, very great. Nicole Palmer showed what he could do. Like he was just, he took care of the number 10 role. He was doing everything he can, linking up, throwing passes to Raheem Sterling, throwing passes to Madueke, throwing passes to Jackson, but nobody's doing anything about it. he's a revelation. And you can tell how that's why Guardiola is so great, because he learned his stuff under Guardiola, but he had players that were ahead of him at Man City. So he couldn't get into it, but he wanted to show what he can. And all you got to do is just watch him play against the under 21. Like him and Madueke, they control that under 21 attacking line, and they do exceptional job. So, but in this case today, everything he was throwing, every ball he was kicking, everything he was just passing. No, there was nobody there to help him. So everything was just in a waste, and that's what I'm saying. Like, if we don't take care of our injury crisis, Nicole Palmer will be on the field, but there is nobody is going to link up with. Nicole Palmer will be on the field, nobody is going to make link up with. Chukwuemeka will be down, Sterling will be down, Modric will be down. Like, if these guys are not coming in injury free, then there's really nothing we can do as far as winning a game, because you need all your players on the team to win this game. So the injury crisis needs to be dealt with if Chelsea needs to move up the table or even get to a top six. It might not happen this season if we don't take care of that injury crisis. So Cole Palmer was great as usual. I'm not surprised. Mauricio Pochettino was asked about him, and he said, "Oh, he plays as if he's been here for 10 years, but he just got in here like a month or 2 months ago." So you can tell that's how Guardiola pretty much improves player, because he is all attack minded. He wants to score. He wants to look for someone. So we really did sign someone great from Manchester City. So that's my number two. Cole Palmer was great. Now, my number three of the four things I learned from that game is Robert Sanchez. I titled this Robert Sanchez again. Chelsea needs to find another goalkeeper, because we've seen so much from this guy to know that he does not deserve our number one spot. I mean, credit to him. There was a game out of the three big chances that Brentford had. He stopped one. Like, he was one on one with one of their player, I believe is in Burmo or is it Weiser, but he saved that with anger. But that second goal that he went up the field, when the goalkeeper does that, you have to keep in mind that somebody from the opposition might get the ball if you don't get the chance to head it, and you should be ready to run back. Now, that setup was bad. Chelsea did not have anybody in the back. Because if a goalkeeper goes to the front to head the ball, you need to keep someone like in the midfield position or in the opposition half to just wait to, disrupt any kind of counter attack. But there was nobody there. He was supposed to do that. He didn't do it. He did not head the ball. He did not make a quick reaction when he did not head the ball or when Brentford had the ball. And real quick, there was a counter, and he ran the best that he could, tried his best there, but no. But as a goalkeeper, you're supposed to if you're going to be in there, you're supposed to put someone in the, just find the shortest guy on the team and then put them in their position half, like in the midfield, to stop any kind of counter attack. So that second goal, it was on Robert Sanchez. We need to find another goalie. If we don't do that, we are going to be in trouble. Now, my number four thing that I learned from my four things that I learned from Chelsea versus Brentford, my number four thing is Noni Madueke. He needs to step up and take his chances. So Noni Madueke has been with the team he's been with the team before Cole Palmer came, and he did well last season. He showed us what he could do. It was, apart from Sterling, he was one of those players that stepped up when we're not playing well last season. But this season is just crazy. Let me go ahead and just read to you his stats. Noni Madueke's stats. So in that game yesterday, the foot mob rating was 6.8, which is not too bad. He played 67 minutes, no goals, no assists, and accurate passes. He had a 97% accurate passes. Chances created, two. Nicole Palmer created more than 5 or 6 chances yesterday, two. Shots on target, 0. Shots off target, 1. Block shots, 2. And yeah, we got to give credit to Nani. I think he hit the bar in one instance. I don't know, maybe he's low in confidence or the punishment Mauricio Pochettino gave him is just affecting him or the injury is not fully recovered, but he needs to take his chances. Nicole Palmer shouldn't be getting more stats than you are getting in a team that you've been playing for before he arrived. Like you've been playing for Chelsea now. This will be your, I believe, your, I mean, second season. But although last season you didn't get the full season because it came in January, I believe. But he needs to step up and take his chances because when the likes of Unkuku, Carney, and Nkuku and Kanye, yeah, if they are when they're healthy, he's gonna be struggling to get playtime. Honestly, he's gonna be so. When you're given an opportunity in a big team like Chelsea, you need to take it. You just have to take it. There's really nothing you have to do. You just got to take it. But he never took his chances, and he was substituted yesterday. He didn't play well. He only played well for like 15 minutes, I think, out of the 6 to 7 minutes he played. So Noni Madueke needs to step up and take his chances. Otherwise, he's going to be scrambling for minutes when everybody is healthy. So, guys, those are my number four. Those are my four things that I learned from the game against Chelsea and Brentford. Now, having said all these four things, our next games are gonna be really tough. We play Blackburn in the EFL on Wednesday, and I think in that game we need to try Petrovic, our goalkeeper, and see what he does. I've seen what he can do on the training ground, but training ground they're different when it comes to like the real game itself. These are just night and day. So we need to try Petrovic and see what he can do. And in January we need to start looking for a goalkeeper or just call Slonina back and just try him and Petrovic. But Sanchez needs competition. Yeah, it needs competition. Now, having said that, our next few games, our next 5 games, I believe we have against top side. There's Newcastle in there. There is Manchester City in there. There's Man United in there. So it's gonna be really, really tough. But I pray our players come in and everybody heals well after the international break, and then we can just go on and see if we can squish out a draw. But my point is this: Chelsea fans, I know you guys are like really pissed off and stuff, but it's gonna get worse before it gets better. But who knows? Maybe these 5 games we'll have players back, and we can just put on a good show. Like you could lose. You could be losing games, but you're playing well, which is what we did like the first few games in the season, and it's beginning to yield the dividends. But when players are getting injured left and right, it's just hard for the coach to set up a team that can compete. So, guys, it's going to get really, really worse before it gets better. But let's support the team, support the coach, and just keep it going. This is Chelsea. We're not going to get relegated. I still feel top 6 is possible. I don't think top 4 will be because there are better teams than us, but I still feel top 6 will probably play Europa League next season because we need the money. But let's support the team and just throw away the negativity, the negative comments, and just support the guys. Because the reason why I'm saying this is somebody confronted Jackson after the game, and Mauricio Pochettino had to intervene and say, "Hey, support your teammates, support your striker." You got to understand, Nicholas Jackson is new, is young, he's new to the team. He needs to adapt. I think his problem was he showed us he was very good in preseason, and everybody feels like he's the next Drogba. But this dude is young, his first time in the Premier League. He needs to adapt just like every other person. So let's support them, all right? Guys, go ahead and comment below. I need to hear what you need to say. I need to know your thoughts, and let me know what you think about my 4 things that I learned from Chelsea versus Brentford. And subscribe to my channel. It helps tremendously when you do that. Subscribe and hit the like button. All right, it's gonna help me a lot. Thank you guys so much for watching, and be on the lookout for another video this week. Thank you, guys. Let's keep that blue flag flying. Come on, Chelsea.